Hello my friends and welcome on back to Minecraft 1.15 where we are building up this amazing custom Nordic inspired village. Last episode we did a bunch more work of expanding the entire forested area down there all the way up through the canyon, as well as building up in a complete enchanter setup, went into the nether, got a bunch of goodies, and now we're back over here. And in between last episode and now, I have been working on bringing our snow all the way up this main mountain peak. Today's plan is I want to build up basically this entire left-hand side where we have our cocoa bean farm over here. I would love to get this area finished out some more today and get a lot of houses built up here, build up a bunch more of our custom village houses, add in a few shops and maybe a blacksmith and stuff like that. But before we get too far into that one, I figured it'd be great to start off with the project that we were not able to get into last episode, which is going to be transforming this cave hole in the mountain into a Nordic inspired shrine area. I want to add in a large statue across the back, a bunch of braziers along the sides to light it up, make it all nice and warm and stuff in here, and we'll see what we can do from there. But to get ourselves started, I'm going to spend a bit of time in here customizing this thing out, playing with a few designs, and I'll be back with y'all. I don't even know if I want to show you all what's in front of me, but against my better judgment, I'm going to do it. This is what I've come up with so far. I've decided to go against the holding up the ceiling one because this is already taken me 2 hours to get to something at this point. As y'all might be able to tell, I don't build organic stuff at all. It's getting there. This is kind of the point I'm at right now. So we got two arms coming down the sides. This little thing right here is supposed to be a single, like a sword of sorts. I'm going to change it to a different material. It's supposed to be like a sword and a stone type thing. But I've been thinking about changing it to a battle axe. So an axe might be a better one. And then we're just going to have you walk through the legs of this dude and you can get all the way back to the end. But look at that face. Look at that face. Oh, that's really bad. I stayed up at the night for y'all. You're gonna be happy. This is worth it. This is worth staying up the night to show y'all. I've taken a break from the statue for a bit, and I think I might just leave it as is because it looks really ominous growing up there. It really looks like he's got a hat on of some sorts. I'm just calling it a helmet. But I've decided to add in a few benches here in the front using our brown bed texture, which the update for the texture pack, hopefully by the time y'all see this video, should definitely be live. There's a link down in the description if you all want to get that for the 1.15 version. And I'll confirm that here soon. I can't remember if I've uploaded it yet or not at this point, basically. But anyways, over here we've got these little things. They are just a bunch of acacia trapdoors with a dark oak log in the middle, and using our fancy flint and steel to put that on top. Fire tick is turned off in my world because I don't want to have to deal with some fire burning out down builds that I spent hours making. So that's turned off. But anyways, I added those. Then I added these pillars kind of cascading down. So we have the big guy right here. Then these kind of cascade and lead yourself, and it helps bring this around. Kind of going with a rune stone type theme that I want to use for the Nordic people. I really want to build like a natural shrine up on that hill up there of some crazy looking rune stones of sorts. Instead of just this one right here, these would be more man place, whereas those would be some ancient shrine of sorts. Then back here, I've just slabbed out the entire area and created a box around it, so it's pretty safe in there now, which is awesome. And there's some cooked chicken, apparently. Then we got this little water trough of sorts right here. It's like a wishing well is the idea I had. If you all have any ideas for this one, please let me know. I think we're going to be taking a break from building this up here. I've spent a lot of time detailing the roof and all this down here. By the way, the diorite back here, I didn't continue it going upwards because I want it to look like the fire has like scorched the stones behind it white from being going for so long. So I added that whiter diorite in there. But anyways, that's a break time from this one. Time for me to take a nap. For a super quick rundown on the plan of what we're going to be doing for the village transformation down here, I figured an overview time-lapse of me planning everything out was a good way to go. So we got stables over here on the right-hand side, plotting some roads out here with the dots of cobblestone around. Then we're going to do like a weird diagonally type house right in that area. Coming over here, we're doing a super 45-degree diagonal one, and this one's going to be challenging, but I think it's going to be fun. We'll figure out how the heck that roof design is going to be working. Then bringing this up here, I didn't want this village to be too populated with houses, so I'm giving a lot of space in between them. And then we got another diagonal one up there. Not really sure what that's going to be, but this one up here is going to be part or the home of the blacksmith. And then I want to create that sky forge up on the ledge on top of it. We'll see if we get to that one today. We got a lot of stuff going on here this episode so far because we're going to be throwing trees like crazy down in here as well. There's just so many different things to do. And to get ourselves started, we're going to be first working on this dude right over here, our stables area, which I think is going to be really, really sweet. To get this one started, I think we just need to first and foremost divide this up between where the horses are going to be. So I was thinking we could do little paneling systems like this. And actually real quick on top of these, if you add in some oak trap doors, it gives the horses an easy way to actually see each other, kind of, or at least allows air to travel a little bit better than it might otherwise. So if we just bring that in here again real fast. And this also is going to be a similar fashion to what we're going to be doing for the front doors of this. I thought it'd be pretty easy for us to just simply bring in some stuff like this. I want to make the front doors a little bit shorter than these side bits right here. So I was thinking we could have a few of them that are looking like this one right here could be open. So we're just going to have that. And then like this thing right here could just be like this and be a little closed right there. And we could do that on the rest of them and just have like maybe some of them are open, maybe some of them are all the way closed. And we could do this and then make it look a little bit more angular here as well. And then maybe this one over here is just going to be all the way open. So like it looks like this one is able to take a horse in it, where this one might already have one, and going kind of like that moving forwards. Now for the roof for this structure, I was thinking we probably want to just keep with a straight spruce design in here just to keep things super simple. I did bring over a little bit of dark oak slab action, but I don't know if we're really going to be using that. I do want to bring in a few dark oak stairs throughout the front of this. Let me grab some. I don't want this build to stand out too much because it is just some stables after all. We don't need it to be too crazy looking or anything like that. That's not going to work. So we want to bring you back here. How did that get off by a block and the rest of these are not? Is that one too long? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. No, that's still totally right. I guess I just did it at a weird angle throughout here. Okay, well, we'll just leave that for now. That's something we can deal with. But what I wanted to do was just kind of bring some of these in here to help round it off. And then I think we're just going to do a slab roof like right on the top front of this one. So it would kind of start like at this height is probably going to be, maybe we bring it up a little bit more, or we could just, because I want to give it a way for the snow to look like it would be falling back towards that direction. So maybe we do want to raise this front bit up just a little bit more. And maybe we drop the back section down a tiny bit. That could work out pretty well. And then right in here, we can bring in a few more of these oak trap doors and just give ourselves another little airy bit throughout here for where some more of the smells and things from our horse stables can get out. I think that might be a good call. And then we can do this one and right there, and that'll kind of help to connect that all over. And I think the roof's just going to be like this. We'll pile up a bunch of snow on it to help hide away from it just being spruce everywhere, but I think that'll be pretty good. The stables design is very basic, as I mentioned, because I want to come back in here and use the nature that we've been building into this area to help the place feel more unique. Right now, everything just feels very wooden when you look at the structures themselves, and they're kind of bland. But when you add the entire environment around it, that's really what I'm trying to sell this build that we're doing up in this area. I didn't want to go super hyper detailed. We can't do that right there on the structures themselves. So I've been trying to make the environment around our structures having all of that life and detail to it. We still are going to add a bit of detail to these structures right here. Like, let me get this one detailed out and I'll show you all the end result. And I think I said that word about 15,000 times since we started this clip, but let's get to it. All right, maybe not 15,000 times, but it was pretty far up there. Anyways, the back area is detailed, and by doing that, I meant I built in 4 trees, added some flowers around here, brought in a bit of a manure pile off into this side. So I tucked the train back there, built up this andesite wall, which is doing pretty fine, added a bunch of snow onto our roof up here, and snowified this back area as well. And I love it. It's looking very, very nice. I really want to be able to throw like a small tree right in here. I think I'm going to try and squeeze a spruce tree like right in here and just have it arching over the pathway. I think that's going to be a great way that we can hide everything back there. Also, I'm going to bring a horse into that stall, and we'll leave that one open, but I'll get to that later. What we're going to be tackling now is I wanted to get this one going. And to do that, I was thinking it'd be cool. So we're going to have our main entrance right there. We're going to have these big long ones that are going to have those traditional arches onto it. But you'll see on a few of the other structures, we broke it up onto the sides and added more of the archways into those as well. So I was thinking that this side of the structure, since we're kind of right at the main gate, we want to have it being a bit more iconic instead of just a flat wooden wall. So I was thinking we could do 2 of those arches right here as well. And then we have the 2 over here. And I think to make it even and everything and it'll look a lot cooler from up above, we can add that right in here. Now y'all have seen me build these up as we're now on episode 4 of this series. So I'm just getting this thing done. I know there's quite a lot of you that like to see how the roof shapes work out, especially on these diagonal ones. So let's zoom in onto this thing right here. There you can see it's kind of like a 5 stepping and 5 stepping and 5 back here again. And then you can see just where the other ones are laying in here as well together on our end bits, like these 3 right there. I was going to do a 4th one here, decided against it. I think it'd be more interesting if we have 2 on that one side and 1 over here for the main entrance, because it kind of leads you to where the doorway is on this side at least. Adding in the final details to this structure now, it is going to be an inn or a tavern of some sort. So people who aren't into the feast hall or are not admitted into there can come into here and hang out. Right now, the interior is not finished at all. But down here, I lowered it down another block so we get a lot of good headroom so we can move around a bit. And then right there, this place is a little interesting because right here, if you just walk forwards, you get kind of stuck. But with crouching, you can walk all the way up here. So I like it. It makes it very, very nestled in into this area. We got one of these cupola smoke areas, which I'm going to need to clear that out. We're going to be throwing that big old fireplace thingy right in here. Then there's going to be a cooking fire for the chefs back in this area who are serving up the food. So I think I'm going to make a wall like right in this area or maybe right back here. And this will be like a kitchen area. Then out here will be just kind of the regular dining and eating and drinking area for everybody else. The roadways are in throughout this entire... What? I guess I put a gravel here and didn't realize it dropped. Okay, we're just going to do that. But the pathways are in throughout this entire area, which is pretty sweet. We just got the last few houses. There's 1 house and 2 house and 3 house left to build. And this area back here, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but this is actually going to be another carrot patch, which I think will be super cool to just have a bit of a farm side on top of this edge. So maybe whoever lives here, they tend to this carrot patch. But as I've been working through this area, I've been wanting to throw in another statue right through here. One thing that I've consistently wanted to have as the symbol for these this village here is like the elk almost. It doesn't look exactly like it, but you can kind of see the antlers right through here being that. I know probably nobody realized what this banner was, but I kind of want to figure out a way to throw an elk statue right back in this area. So I'm probably going to mess around with that one while working up these other houses, and we're just getting the final steps of this thing done today. It's looking sweet though. We got all this stuff to do and got to build up a bunch of trees because I think that's going to really sell this area as being like a forested Nordic village. It's just getting trees everywhere. I'm real excited. Just gathering up a few more carrots here so that we can come up here and build up that little carrot field on the edge of the place. And it's looking so cool in here. I have finished up most of the houses as far as detailing the outsides and adding the snow onto the roofs. And it's looking pretty sweet. This one in the back here, since they're the blacksmith and I want them to be kind of more on the wealthier side, I figure inside of this society that we're going to be making here, it would make more sense to have a blacksmith being a little bit more well off than anything else so they're able to afford their nice brown concrete roof here instead of the grass sod roof. We're going to be building that big forge design up here, but I think we are going to save that for next episode because I want to head up that valley as well and build an iron mine up there. So they have a place where they're getting all of the ores and everything that they're using to build this thing out. I think it's going to be super fun to build a mine shaft. But anyways, that's kind of where all of the houses are at right now. They're looking pretty sweet. I added in a small little firewood storage area down here. And as a heads up, the texture pack update did release and I fixed up the campfire blocks. If y'all used them in the last update, you might see that this part right here was transparent and you could see through it. I finally learned how to use Blockbench and got that thing working, so I'm pretty pumped about that. But next thing I would say, if y'all are still enjoying these series, thank you so very much for the support on them. If you could please hit that like button one more time for me, that would be absolutely amazing. Because I'm super hyped up for this one. And as long as you all are enjoying this, we're going to be staying here and working on this project further. But if y'all want to be seeing and you're kind of getting bored of this Nordic build, be sure to let me know down in the comments below because we can swap up to a few other builds that I got in the area. I want to finish this one up and then as much as we can for now, and then we'll move into the world tour area type thing that we're doing. I know it's going to probably come a few episodes later than 150, and I'm very sorry about that, but I wanted to get this project totally finished up first before we do that. Speaking of which, I'm going to get this carrot field in here, and I'm going to spend a bit of time getting some trees scattered around this lovely area. Welcome on back, everybody, and we have the carrot farm, and now the statue completed. I went with the elk statue here this time, and I love it. It's like up on the legs, one arm or front leg up, pointing out forwards, and this one's like on top of the rock. And I need all your help here. What do we put on this here sign? And I purposely left one of the antlers broken and not finished like the first one here. So maybe that can tie into it. Maybe some battle-worn elk or something like that. But that's kind of where we're at with that one for now. So that's super sweet. The carrot farm is slowly growing up here. And I finally did it. For what you all have been yelling at me for to do for a very long time in every single one of the builds. This right here is what we might call a bathroom. I know, I added a few of them in. I scattered a few of these around the build. So we got a few outhouses here. Figure that's a great way. I don't think the Nordic people would probably have running water or toilets of any sorts inside their place. They'd probably have an outhouse in the snow and just kind of chuck it down here in the river and let it float off to yonder. I want to mix things up here. We've been doing some stutter cuts for quite a while here, getting quite a lot of building in, and I think it's time that we treeify and forestify this here place through a good old-fashioned time-lapse mode. Hope you all enjoyed that time lapse. In the meantime, while you all were watching that, I came through here and did the interiors on all of our main houses that we have. The blacksmith is not done yet because I want to save that one for the next episode, but our inn here is completed, and this whole area, just walking through it, I tried to get a few cool shots while working on it so you could kind of see the environment as we walk through this area. But it's so much better when you're down here on the ground looking through everything and the trees are kind of in your face. That was very much on purpose. I want this to feel like a forested village, and I think we were able to accomplish that by throwing about 100 trees inside here at this point. But I love it. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Let's quickly take a tour on all of the interiors because I know we are getting up there in the episode time, and I don't want to keep y'all here for too long. Inside of the inn, we have a central eating and drinking area, or maybe called a dining hall, which is connected to our kitchen using some nether quartz right here with some redstone on the floor to symbolize a hunk of meat hanging up there. Maybe that's what they're throwing in today's stew, which is right here with a cooking fire that takes you all the way up to the top. Got a few other things around here as well. I like to use sand behind a trapdoor over in this one just as like a flour of sorts, almost like they could use it to make some breads. And then coming up to the upper floor, we got a bunch of rooms up here, which I won't be checking on too much because we're going to be getting this world download out here soon, so y'all can get your hands on this as you wish. One thing though that I've been playing with the idea for, as you can see, these planks right here are kind of just going straight across. I've been thinking about making a texture for the double slab. So if you do 2 spruce slabs on top of each other, where the planks would be going vertical instead of horizontal. Let me know in the comments below if y'all want to be seeing that. If we do, if there's a majority of people who want that, I'd be happy to add that into the pack. Coming over to our second house, this one is where I really started to make our Nordic people very similar to how I make monkey exhibits inside of Planet Zoo. They have a lot of climbing room. There's so much room to go up. So we got a little bedroom over here. I wanted this one to be very open concept, so the fireplace could be heating everything and wouldn't be going through, walls. It'd be easier for the heat to get around, so we got all that stuff. We got a little bit of a bedroom back here with the storage room, and then another way to get up right here where we have another bed and just some more storage up there. And I think this one's super cool. Again, I tried to keep it very open so that the heat could easily fill the entire area. And then our final house that I was able to get done today, which is, no, not that one. Coming into here, this is the one I was able to finish up. Very much more climbing Nordic monkeys. And then down here, we just have a big old carpeted area, a different type of fireplace than we've been doing elsewhere. This one just kind of has a little chimney that pushes it up. I didn't want to do it in the center here because I felt like it would take up the entire interior space. So we got a bit of a workstation down here. This guy's got a stone cutter, so I tried to give him a bit of a different profession. Instead of the same thing spammed all the way around, we got one bed right here, and then the main bedroom up here with 2 more beds. Bed loft. It's not really a room, it's more of a loft. But then we got some more storage hung up over here and just a few things hanging around like that. But anyways, everybody, that's gonna have to do it for today's episode. I do hope y'all have enjoyed this one. Next episode, we're gonna be tackling that up there, Skyforged. And I have this idea of building a kind of a Nordic fortress castle type thing right in this area and having it kind of a big archway gateway throughout here so they can be like guarding this pass and building an iron farm up there, like an iron mine, not a farm, a mine, and doing stuff like that. So if y'all think that'd be cool ideas, give me some inspiration for that one. Any ideas y'all have for that, be sure to let me know that down in the comments below. But anyways, thank y'all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button. If we can get that 2,000 likes goal on these videos here moving forwards, again, that would be absolutely amazing. Be sure to subscribe if you are brand new, and I will catch you on the flip side.